Howdy, my name's Brian Foley. I'm a criminal defense attorney and I'm the managing partner at Houston Criminal Defense Attorneys, PLLC. Today we are going to be talking about DWI blood tests. And the number one thing I get asked about these kind of cases is, can you beat a DWI with a blood test? And the answer is yes. Just because the state has collected a sample of blood doesn't mean that your case is over. Even if you think that you're going to be over the limit, it's not just that we win blood cases where the blood alcohol comes back under 0.08. We win them, when the blood comes back over 0.08 sometimes as well, especially if it's a lower blood test. If you're below 0.12, something like that, there's a lot of leeway in there as to whether or not the timing of things meant you were intoxicated at the time of driving. And that's the real crux of a defense for most DWI blood cases when you have a low blood test, was the person's alcohol level 0.08 or more at the time of driving? Because in Texas, that's what the law says. You have to be driving while intoxicated. The driving has to occur while you're intoxicated. Now, one quick note about that, it's not necessarily driving. If your vehicle is stopped but you're still operating it, it's actually, the law says, operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. So pushing the brake pedal with the engine on, things like that. If the officers have seen you do that, they could try to argue that that's operation. And we'd have something to say about that as well. But it's not just driving while intoxicated. It is operating in any way a motor vehicle while intoxicated. But back to blood tests. So let's say somebody is drinking alcohol. Well, the way your body absorbs alcohol is you will ingest it, it goes in your stomach, and then it starts getting processed. So the way that we used to talk about this when I was first being explained this type of stuff was, think of it like a bucket with a hole at the bottom. You fill the bucket up and it gets more full the faster you fill it up. But the water drains out. So your body eliminates alcohol from your body as you metabolize it. And mostly your liver is doing that. So your alcohol level doesn't go up and up and up forever, right? It comes down the more time that goes by. And that's affected by a number of things. Your height and weight affects it. How much you drink and like how efficient your liver is at processing it. The more you drink, the faster it's going to go down. So a lot of factors go into that. So let's say you're at a bar and you're about to leave the bar and you drink like 4 drinks right before you leave the bar within maybe a 10-minute span. Well, your blood alcohol level is going to go up and up and up. But if you were to get in the car right then, you hadn't drank anything at all, the alcohol is still in your stomach. It's not processed and reaching your bloodstream. It's not affecting your mental faculties. It's not affecting your physical faculties yet. So if you got pulled over immediately after doing something like that, then there is a reasonable doubt as to whether or not you were intoxicated at the time of driving. So that's a more difficult argument to make, obviously. If somebody drank 4 drinks one after the other, that's a more difficult argument to make. But again, the state has to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not that you might have been intoxicated while you're driving, it's that you were beyond a reasonable doubt. Otherwise, the verdict from the jury has to be not guilty. The other way that we defend blood cases is what's called the disconnect defense. And this is if you have like a higher blood alcohol level, but you look pretty good on video. You're not slurring your words. You're following the directions of the officer. Maybe you've got a few clues on the field sobriety test, but it's not extreme. You're not falling down. But they try to say that your blood is coming back at like a 2-1 or, a 1-9, way more than twice the legal limit, and yet you're not showing these signs. Well, there's a disconnect between what we see on video and what we see in the blood test. And it may be that the DPS lab has made some type of error. It could be that particles in the blood are contaminating the sample. Maybe there's clotting in the blood. There's a lot of different ways that we attack these blood cases. Another way that we attack every DWI case is, was there a traffic stop that was not supported by reasonable suspicion? Did the officer have probable cause to detain for a DWI investigation, or did he not even have that at the beginning of the case? If you have one of these, what I call a legal defense, then none of the evidence that comes in or that the officers find after that violation of the law, none of that's going to come into evidence and the state can't prosecute your case. So we get cases dismissed like that as well, even when there's been a blood test. But, really the best thing to do if you've been arrested for DWI, if you are facing that right now, talk to a lawyer and get yourself a consultation, because the facts of your case matter more than anything else. As to what the determining factor is going to be, we don't know until we can hear it from you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, a little bit about DWIs and blood tests. If you did, then go ahead and like and subscribe, and hopefully you never have to call me, but if you do, you've got my information. Thanks so much. Have a great day.